How could a man like me, well, I say a man like me, a kid like me at the time, that was so talented, end up doing life in prison?
Come rub up on me, she'll jump on my dick like a bungee jumpy. She'll climb up on me like a crazy monkey. Got the cheese on a rave, all smelling funky. Don't you know you got stars in your carpet, your car straight cash mixtape, better blast. Got girls on me and ain't started.
So I recently spoke with the Brixton rapper JJ that is currently locked up. In 2011, he was just a kid when he was getting millions of views on tracks on YouTube. You might remember the classic with Sneakbo and Political Peak called Touch a Button. That's on 2 million views. These were crazy numbers, especially back then. He was becoming a superstar very young. Then he was locked up for murder for 14 years. This was in 2011. We're now in 2025, 14 years later, and he's due to be released this year. There was some posts circulating recently that he's been released. That's not the case. He has to convince a parole board now to get out. It's obviously hard to conduct interviews in prison with the reception and everything that happens and the background noise, so I polished up this interview and let him get his point across and didn't interrupt and left it open so he can actually explain his situation.
First things first, Fesify, yeah? Before we get into any question, I want to say I'm sorry for what happened to the victim on my case. For everyone my case affected in a negative way. Yeah, people need to understand 14 years is a long time. I'm not the same person I was 14 years ago, do you know what I mean? So, and not everybody understands that, you know? They're just seeing and they just remember the JJ that was out here in all these videos, moving like some madman. Do you get what I'm saying? But you know what I mean, I've grown a lot as a human being. I've matured a lot. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like everyone needs to know that and understand that first.
So firstly, what is actually happening with your situation? There was rumours recently that you've been released already. When can we expect to see JJ home, and what is your ongoing legal situation right now in terms of getting out?
I'm glad you've asked this question, you know, Fesify, because I need to clear this up ASAP, because this is getting out of hand. Everyone that I'm speaking to today is asking me about this rumour going around saying that I'm fresh home, 14 years, fresh home. I'm like, what you on about? And apparently there's a picture of me circulating on the internet saying that I'm fresh home. I don't know how the hell that this has happened, but let me clear this up now, once and for all. It's rumours. Unfortunately, I wish I was home. What happened yesterday is it was my birthday. Someone close to me's put a picture up of me, obviously wishing me a happy birthday, and of course someone else has got hold of the picture. I don't know how, and the picture's just gone everywhere, and everyone's assuming that I'm out of jail. Well, I'm not out of jail. I appreciate all the support that I'm getting, but unfortunately, I'm still sitting in a prison cell right now as we speak. But I'm definitely home 2025. Let's say the end of 2025. Be expecting JJ back on the music scene. Do you know what I'm saying? Doing bigger and better things. I owe it to myself. I owe it to my fans. I owe it to everyone that's, you know, been there from the start of the journey.
So obviously you spent the last 14 years in prison. How have you changed now? What can we expect to see from JJ this year? You're saying you're coming out in 2025. Definitely. How have you changed? Are you coming back to music straight away? Explain what we're going to see as soon as you come out.
Yes, I've done 14 years. I get that everyone's doing the maths, but I'm not free yet, unfortunately. Hopefully, you'll all be seeing me very, very soon. And let me clear this up quickly as well, man. People need to understand my situation is parole. I got to sit a parole board. I don't even have a release date, yeah? So understand that I literally don't have a release date. It's not even 100% that I'll be set free, but put it this way, I've done everything in my power, everything I can do to make that a possibility, you know what I mean? So God's willing, I should be home soon. So just pray for me, everyone. I need them prayers.
See, when you first got arrested and went prison for this whole situation you was involved in, you was a kid back then. You was so young. You didn't even realize how much your music had blown up until you had come to jail. Just tell the people like what happened when you first caught this case and how you found out your music was even blowing up on the outside, getting millions of views. Them tracks with Sneakbo and Political Peak.
It was sad, you know, because the first time I found out that I could take this music thing to the next level, I was sitting down in a prison cell on remand, facing life in prison. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I didn't really have any time to think about what's actually happening, if that makes sense. Because Yeah, I'm hearing my radio on BBC Radio 1 Extra. That's all nice, but I'm sitting down in a prison cell facing life. Can you see where I'm going with this? It's like a bittersweet moment, do you know what I mean? It was nice that like the radio stations are playing man on the airwaves now, showing love, but at the same time I'm sitting down facing life. You understand? It's crazy. It's like my life can literally go two ways. Two ways. The positive is I can get out of this, I can beat this case, get out, and become a star. The negative is, if I don't beat this case, that's my career out the window. I'm doing a long time in prison. A long time. There's no point thinking about a music career. This is why I want the kids and everyone listening to this to understand that if you've got a talent, whether it's music, whether it's football, whatever your talent is, yeah? This goes to females too, you know, not just youths out there. Use your talent. Don't waste your talent. How could a man like me, well, I say a man like me, a kid like me at the time, that was so talented, end up doing life in prison? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, man. Do you know what I mean? Go and make your mum proud, make your dad proud. Use your talent, man. One thing I can say is that I don't care who you are. You don't want to be sitting down in prison doing life behind bars. That's a waste of life. Yeah? Let me tell you that. That is a waste of life.
Lastly, bro, this is an important question. I think you wouldn't mind doing something like this. Send a message to the youth about staying out of trouble, getting involved in the wrong situations. Tell them how it's not worth it. You obviously want to change your life when you come out and turn it into a massive positive. What is your advice to youth that might be around the wrong people or getting involved in certain situations? Just send a message right now. You've obviously spent yourself 14 years behind bars and you've learned the tough way.
I'm no role model. Yeah, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm a role model. I'm far from a role model, but I'm definitely someone that can sit down and explain to people and let people know that jail is not worth it. One day in jail is one day wasted. So imagine doing 14 years in jail. That is a waste of life. Yeah. Jail is not what you see on social media. Everyone in one cell having fun, music on, all of this, our canteen, all of this. Trust me, man. That's a facade. I can tell you what jail's really like. That place is hell on earth, man. Stay away from crime. Honestly, stay away from crime. I'm telling you. Make your mum proud. Make your dad proud. Go and get some legit money. Tap into what your talent is. Yeah? How could someone like me that was so talented, yeah, end up doing 14 years in a prison cell? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I've had my mum coming to see me, visiting me in prison for the last 14 years. Do you know how sad that is? I spent most of my 20s in jail. All my 20s in jail.
Because of the rumours that he was released, he wanted to clear some things up, but we spoke a lot longer stretch, and this guy has changed a lot. He's very remorseful. I also want to pay my respects to the victim in his case, myself. That was a young boy that lost his life way too soon. His family had said that they're praying for the men in this case, and Jamal, known as JJ, seems like he's changed a lot. If you guys want to see a lot longer interview, more in depth about his story, leave a like and we'll definitely put out a longer version. This guy was only 16 years old when he first got arrested. He had a lot of talent and he's kept it. There was freestyles released a couple of years back showing that he's still got the talent, and he's got a second go at this when he comes out.
Look, I'm happy that I'm here now. I thank God, man, I swear down. Soon I'll be thinking about the sauce I'ma wear out. I'll be happy in my flip-flops, in the whip listening to hip-hop. Look, they say I took a big loss, not knowing I've been doing shit bigger than Rick Ross. I got my life fully planned out, fully focused, man, I like who I am now. Time flew past, can't believe I'm a man now. I'm not adding to your niggas on your handouts. I believe I'm amazing, I'ma leave you niggas stargazing. I don't need your straps and your ratings, I'm just happy that I finally got patience. Look, I'm trying to do shit legal. Some love the kids, some say that I'm evil. I ain't trying to catch me a recall. This ain't you, I can see that you're feeble. Look, I can see you don't want it. Pretty thing sitting on my bonnet. Man, the scale thing make me wanna vomit. Long 8 years I've been sitting in the closet. Like, everybody knows this.